Good morning. Welcome to Read with the Cows here at New Day Dairy. We're so glad that you could join us for our Christmas story time with the cows. This is our first week. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving yesterday with your family, whether probably a little bit smaller than you normally have, but we're so glad that we get to have family to get together with. Today we are going to start, while we hopefully have more friends joining us, with our Read with the Cows jingle. So our kids are here with us this morning, and we will sing our Read with the Cows jingle. Are you ready, guys? Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to read with the cows on Friday. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to read with the cows on Friday. Wonderful. Well, thank you. We'll sing that song again at the end. And if you are joining us and you have any questions about the cows or our farm, we would love for you to ask those in the comments. And if we get a lot, we might not be able to answer every single one today, but we would love for you to ask a question or two. And in between the two books that we're going to read today, we will have a chance to answer those questions for you. So today, our first question, or our first book that we have for you, is Annabelle's Wish. And it is actually a movie that was made into a book, as often happens, and there's a lot of books that are also made into movies. This little cow probably looks like a little Guernsey cow, where the cows behind me are Holstein cows, but Dan's grandpa and great-grandpas, they had Guernsey cows a long time ago, but now we have Holsteins. It was Christmas Eve on the Baker farm. Grandpa and Billy, their dog Ears, had gone Christmas caroling with their friends. In the barn, the animals were gathered around the baker's cow, Star, to welcome her new arrival. As Annabelle, the newborn calf, stood on her wobbly legs, shimmering lights appeared in the distance. Suddenly, Santa's reindeer streaked across the starry sky. Santa had arrived at last. Santa stepped into the barn, waved his arm, and said, "Let the talking begin." Suddenly, the animals could speak. Every year, for just one day, Santa gave them the gift of speech. Santa then tied a bright red ribbon around Annabelle's neck. She had been born just in time to be a Christmas present for Billy. Have you ever gotten a Christmas present as a calf? Sometimes on our farm we do. When Annabelle saw Santa's reindeer, she couldn't take her eyes off of their antlers. "How come those cows have those things on their heads?" she asked Santa. "Those are my magic reindeer," Santa explained. "They help me fly around the world." Annabelle decided then and there that one day she wanted to fly too. On Christmas morning, Billy followed Grandpa outside to the barnyard. There he found that Santa had left him a wonderful surprise, Annabelle. Billy and Annabelle played and chased each other around the barnyard. Suddenly the calf darted into the barn. Without thinking, Billy followed her. When he realized where he was, Billy froze. The animals stared at him in shock. Billy hadn't been in the barn since the terrible fire a few years before. The fire had scared him so much that he hadn't spoken a word since then. Just then, a cloud of dust made Billy sneeze. "Achoo! Bless you," Annabelle blurted out. Billy was so surprised to hear the animals talk that he forgot about being frightened. Later, when Annabelle told Billy about her secret wish to fly like Santa's reindeer, Billy made her a pair of antlers from some tree branches so she could see how she would look. Have you ever wanted to be a reindeer? By the next day, the animals had lost their Christmas voices and had gone back to mooing, clucking, and barking. Billy still hadn't said a word, but now he was visiting the barn every day. As the months passed, Annabelle remembered Santa's magic reindeer and how they had soared through the night sky. When Christmas came again, she decided she would make a special wish. She would ask Santa to help her fly, just like the reindeer. Billy and Annabelle had a wonderful time together, and the year passed quickly. Soon Christmas Eve arrived again at the farm, and this year so did Billy's Aunt Agnes, a very unwelcome visitor. "I'm taking Billy back to the city with me," Aunt Agnes announced. She handed Grandpa some official-looking papers. "I'm certain that Billy will start talking again as soon as he leaves this awful place." Grandpa was very upset, but there was nothing that he could do, and Billy's eyes filled with tears. He didn't want to leave the farm, especially with Aunt Agnes. When Ears heard what was going on, he raced to the barn, barking wildly to alert the animals. Scarlet, Grandpa's mare, and the other animals did their best to make sure Aunt Agnes couldn't drive away with Billy, but that wouldn't stop her for long. That night, the animals watched for Santa's sleigh. Inside the barn, Annabelle paced back and forth. She had waited a long time to ask Santa for her special wish. But tonight she was really sad. Tomorrow Billy would be leaving the farm forever. Santa arrived and once again gave the animals the gift of speech. Then, in a whisper, Annabelle confided her secret wish to Santa. Santa listened carefully and thought hard for a moment. And at last he nodded. On Christmas morning under the tree, Billy found a small gold-wrapped package that Santa had left for him. But when he opened it, it was empty. "There's nothing in here," he said to Grandpa. Grandpa sprang out of his chair. "Grandpa, I talked," Billy said. Grandpa hugged him. "You're talking," he said. With tears in his eyes, "You're talking." Santa had given Billy the gift of speech. Just then, Aunt Agnes marched in. "Say your goodbyes and we'll be on our way," she said to Billy. Grandpa looked at Billy and nodded. "I'm not going," Billy said, and he explained to Aunt Agnes that he did not want to leave Grandpa and that the farm was his home. Aunt Agnes was furious, but Grandpa happily tore up Aunt Agnes's official papers and handed them to her. Billy and Ears ran out to the barn. "Annabelle, I can talk," Billy shouted. But all Annabelle could say in reply was, "Moo." "It's Christmas," Billy said, puzzled. "Say something. I know you can talk." "She gave her Christmas voice to you," said Star, Annabelle's mother. "But what about your dream to fly?" Billy asked Annabelle. "That was going to be your wish." "No," Billy said Star, "to hear you talk. That was Annabelle's wish." "Oh, Annabelle," said Billy, hugging her. And now it became Billy's special wish that one day Santa would teach Annabelle to fly like the magic reindeer. Annabelle never spoke again, but one day, many years later, when both Billy and Annabelle had grown, Santa came to Annabelle. He told her that he had never forgotten what she had done for Billy without expecting anything in return. Then, with a whoosh of magic stars, Santa turned Annabelle into a beautiful reindeer. Her dream came true at last, and up, up, up and away she flew. "Look, Billy," she exclaimed, "I'm flying, I'm flying." That's our story of Annabelle's wish, and helps us remember that when we give to others, we should give without expecting anything in return. Do we have any questions of anybody? No. Okay. Well, our next and last book here that we have is Tractor Mac Saves Christmas. And we have some tractors on our farm, and sometimes they do have to dig out snow. This winter they probably will. And every once in a while they have to dig out some of our neighbors and friends as well who might get stuck in a ditch. Have you ever gotten stuck? Yeah. Maybe driving? So tractors can be helpful for that. And so Tractor Milk is going to help us save Christmas. Maybe you're setting up your Christmas tree today. Okay? Or maybe you already have. Snow fell in big fat flakes and blanketed Stony Meadow Farm. Tractor Mac knew the storm was coming before it started. He had seen the halo around the moon the night before, and Farmer Bill had attached wheel weights, chain tires, and the bucket loader for plowing. Mac could see many different types of footprints in the fast-falling snow. He noticed the small bird tracks and the larger tracks of Carla the chicken and the other hens. Have you ever seen tracks in the snow? Make sure that you look for them this winter. We're heading to the coop, clucked Carla. It's getting too deep. Mac used his big treads to make a tire track path for his friends. Mac saw the tracks of the sheep in the snow. It's going to get much deeper, a voice said. It was Sam the Ram. They may have to cancel the town tree lighting tonight, he continued, shaking snow from his horns. How could they cancel the tree lighting, Mac asked. What would Christmas be without it? He remembered the carols and the hot cocoa and the gingerbread treats that were always part of the event. The snow is falling too fast, said Sam. They can't clear the roads. People won't be able to make it to the town center. Mac could see the snow had already reached the bottom rung of the fence. Moo, called Margaret the cow. I'm worried about Sibley. Farmer Bill harnessed him up hours ago so they could fetch the town Christmas tree from the tree lot, and I haven't seen them head towards town yet. I bet that snowman has turned them into snow sculptures, said Goat Walter. Haven't you heard that snowmen come to life during blizzards? Oh, pooey, grunted Margaret the cow. Every time there's a rumble of thunder or a hint of snow, you think something bad is lurking out there. There is something lurking out there, cried Walter, and it's coming closer. Everyone strained to see through the blinding snow. A snowman's come to life, shrieked Margaret. Run for the barn. Snow flew in all directions as animals exploded through the drifts and ran for shelter. The shadowy snow figure approached. Tractor Mac. Hello, Mac, Farmer Bill said. Tractor Mac smiled with relief. Poor Sibley's tuckered out and stuck in the snow, Farmer Bill said. I've grabbed some blankets and supplies. If we hurry, we can rescue him and save the tree lighting ceremony. Swoosh, whoosh, went the blowing wind. Tractor Mac moved slowly through the thick drifts. Snow packed tight around his wheels, and he could barely feel the road beneath his tires. They reached Sibley and the Christmas tree, which was tied to a sled. I'm glad you're here, Mac, said Sibley. I'm tired, and I can't pull this tree any farther. Mac went straight to work. Scoop, push, dump. Scoop, push, dump. Soon had Sibley out of the snowbank. The two friends moved along until they came upon one of the town dump trucks, stuck in a snowdrift. We were trying to clear the roads to the Christmas tree lighting, said the driver. Are you ready? Scoop, push, dump. Scoop, push, dump. Mac had them unstuck soon. Farther along, they came to the town fire truck, wedged in a gully. We have lights and decorations for the tree, said the volunteer firemen. Ready? Scoop, push, dump. Scoop, push, dump. Mac dug the fire truck out. Thanks, Mac, said fire truck number 3. I felt a little silly being a rescuer, needing rescuing. Closer to town, they found a school bus, unable to move. We were taking families to the tree lighting, said the bus driver. Farmer Bill shared his blankets with the passengers and, ready? Scoop, push, dump. Scoop, push, dump. Tractor Mac freed the bus from the snow. As Mac and Sibley with the big tree made their way to the center of the town green, people gathered around with shovels and brooms and warm food. Paper bags with glowing candles helped guide them. Everyone cheered as the beautiful evergreen was hoisted up and decorated and lit. People sang carols, and there was hot cider and hot cocoa and cookies and cakes for everyone. The lights reflected off the waning snowstorm, and calm filled the night. Sibley declared, I think we will always remember this year is the one when Tractor Mac saved Christmas. Thank you so much for joining us for Read with the Cows today in the barn. Do we have any other questions? Awesome. Well, if you think of any questions while you're watching this later, you can add them in the comments and we'll be sure to try to answer them. Join us next Friday again at 9 o'clock here to Read with the Cows. And each Friday we'll do 2 new books each week through the Christmas season. And the cows are going to enjoy seeing you and reading our books each week. So now we're going to sing our song to end our time together, okay? Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to read with the cows on Friday. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to read with the cows on Friday. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.